The distinct divisions within Turkey, particularly the tangible divide between its eastern and western regions, stitch a rich tapestry that is emblematic of its unique historical, cultural, and geopolitical position. From the layered narratives of the Ottoman Empire, where the land once served as a robust conduit between the East and West, we observe a nation perched on the fulcrum of varied cultures, economies, and politics. Turkey doesn't just join geographies. It intertwines histories, religions, and civilizations in a blend that has characterized its essence for centuries. Akin to a crossroads, the dichotomies present within Turkey tell tales not only of cultural diversity but also political and social divergences. The western regions, particularly cities like Istanbul and Izmir, often present a modern, secular, and European-aligned image, gleaming with the lights of prosperity, technological advancement, and a certain westernized liberal ambience. This has been greatly influenced by its proximity to Europe and its historical interactions with Western nations. Contrastingly, the eastern part of Turkey, with cities such as Diyarbakir and Van, leans into a different narrative, one deeply embedded in traditional, religious, and often more conservative undertones. The livelihoods here are frequently intertwined with agrarian practices, and the social norms are notably impacted by a distinct adherence to traditional values, perhaps reflective of the landscapes that whisper tales from ancient times. But this divide isn't merely cultural, it's political and socio-economic. The narratives of prosperity and development are not equitably distributed across the east-west axis of Turkey. The West, with its bustling tourism, formidable industries, and a stronger infrastructure, often emerges as the face of Turkey's economic prowess, inadvertently casting a shadow over the East. The eastern region, though rich in cultural heritage and natural resources, grapples with challenges such as higher unemployment rates, lower investment in infrastructure, and oftentimes, political unrest. The Kurdish issue, deeply woven into the eastern tapestry of Turkey, further complicates the political and social dynamics, introducing an additional layer of intricacy to an already complex narrative. The Kurdish question, interlaced with demands for autonomy and recognition, has been a historical quagmire for Turkey. Rooted in the partitions of the Ottoman Empire, and further complicated by regional dynamics and international interventions, it remains a sensitive, often inflammable, topic in Turkish politics and social life. Economically, the East-West divide is discernible in a multitude of sectors. While the western regions benefit substantially from trade with Europe and a thriving tourism industry, the eastern areas, despite being endowed with a wealth of natural resources, languish in comparative economic stagnancy. Such disparities inadvertently carve out distinctions in quality of life, access to opportunities, and social mobility between the citizens residing in these disparate regions. The education, healthcare, and social sectors exhibit tangible divergences, sculpting varied life experiences and aspirations among the populace. Yet, it's pivotal to observe that the divide is not strictly binary. The complexities and pluralities within each region defy monolithic categorizations. Within the bustling, liberal streets of Istanbul exist pockets of conservatism, and amidst the traditional landscapes of the East, there are wellsprings of progressive thought and activism. Navigating through these varied landscapes, the political strategies adopted by leaders and parties in Turkey often dance intricately between appeasing and balancing the East-West dichotomies. Elections become a fascinating lens to observe how these diversities are maneuvered in political rhetoric and promises. The AK Party, under the leadership of Recep Tayyip Erdogan, for instance, has navigated through these divides with a unique blend of political Islam, nationalism, and economic policies. This amalgamation has often involved a balancing act that endeavors to knit the disparate narratives into a cohesive national identity, albeit with mixed results and reactions. Political narratives often oscillate between nationalistic fervor, religious underpinnings, and aspirations for modernization and globalization. How these themes are emphasized, balanced, or manipulated often throw light upon the underlying political currents and the pulse of the societal zeitgeist. Turkey's foreign policy, especially its interactions with the European Union, the Middle East, and Central Asia, is also perceptibly shaped by its internal East-West dynamics. The aspirations, apprehensions, and attitudes of its diverse citizenry significantly mold its international stances and strategies. The EU accession talks have perpetually lingered within a labyrinth of complexities, where the spectral divide within Turkey has often mirrored the apprehensions and debates within European nations. The questions revolving around identity, secularism, and human rights have perennially punctuated these dialogues, forming a multifaceted dialogue that is as much internal as it is international. The interplay of religion and secularism within Turkey's political and social spheres has been a subject of considerable discussion and debate. The tug-of-war between secular policies and Islamic influences is vividly witnessed within various strata of society, including education, law, and public life. In education, for instance, the curriculum becomes a battlefield where the struggle between a secular scientific approach and a religious traditional narrative is consistently enacted, reflecting the broader tensions prevalent within the societal fabric. Moreover, Turkey's economic orientations and crises also unfurl within the framework of its internal diversities and divides. The economic policies, investments, and development projects are often viewed through lenses tinted with regional disparities and political apprehensions. The role of the military in Turkey, historically a staunch defender of secularism, further muddles this complex picture. Its interactions with the political sphere, especially in the context of the East-West divide and the Kurdish question, are enigmatic and have oscillated through various phases of Turkish history. Art and literature in Turkey, too, reverberate with the echoes of this divide, often becoming mediums to express, critique, and explore the nuanced realities and aspirations of the varied Turkish populace. The films, novels, and artworks become mirrors reflecting the multifaceted realities and diverse soul of the nation. Meanwhile, the youth of Turkey, stepping into a world that is simultaneously global and local, navigate through these terrains, crafting identities that are multifarious and dynamic. Their aspirations, movements, and activism are reflections of a Turkey that is at once looking towards the future and grappling with its past. Thus, the East-West divide in Turkey is more than just geographical. It is a spectrum where culture, politics, economics, and social narratives intertwine, creating a mosaic that is vibrant, complex, and often paradoxical. The resolution or perpetuation of this divide, as Turkey steps forward, will inevitably sculpt its future trajectory, influencing its internal coherence and its interactions on the global stage. As we have traversed through the myriad landscapes of Turkey, observing its cultural, economic, and social tapestries, the threads of its East-West divide have persistently interwoven through the narratives, crafting a story that is uniquely Turkish in its essence. In this confluence of the traditional and the modern, the secular and the religious, and the local and the global, Turkey will continue to carve out its path, negotiating through its diversities and disparities, crafting a future that will inevitably be a reflection of its multifaceted reality. As the sun sets over the Bosphorus, the calls to prayer intermingle with the bustling sounds of commerce and the quiet murmurs of conversations, embodying the very spirit of Turkey, a dance of diversities, a melody composed of the most varied notes, playing a tune that is, in every sense, a blend of the epochs, cultures, and realities that have coursed through this land of contrasts and confluences. Thanks for watching Middle East Info. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.